Ladies and gentlemen, up to this point, we have discussed a variety of variables that are going to cause dramatic headwinds for the Democratic Party this November. I live in Florida, and based off Gilliam's recent win for the governorship, I started doing some basic analysis as to what went on, why did he win, and I'm very surprised at what I'm finding. So I started looking around the country, and I am finding where there is data available, other races that seem to confirm exactly what I'm thinking is going on here. Keep in mind that since Trump became president of the United States, the Democrats, the media, have all just bashed racism, racism, racism. And at the same time, for the first time, we're now seeing white people as the evil one, especially white males, but white period. You're seeing college classes being offered on how to deal with the fact that you're white and you have these privileges. Well, that has fostered an awful lot of hatred in the Democratic community. Now, what I'm starting to notice is a trend that there are a large number in the black or African community that are saying no to white people now. Now think about this. Look at this picture with all these Democrats, that the Democrats have to rely on those votes from African American voters in order to get elected. See something wrong up there? Can you preach hate the white person? They are the criminal, they are the repressor, and then say, but vote for a white person? I don't think so. Let's take a look at the Florida gubernatorial race from the Democratic side. And what you'll notice there is that Andrew Gillum got the most votes with 517,000 votes. Well, what a lot of people don't realize is that there are 3 million African Americans, as of the last census I was able to find a number on, living in the state of Florida. Now let me ask you a question. If you're an African American that spent the last 2 years being trained to hate white people, are you then going to vote for Gwen Graham, who's white, Philip Levin, who's white, Jeff Green, who's white, Chris King, who's white, John Weatherby, who's white? Now look at the numbers here. You can be sure from what I've been able to find out that the overwhelming majority of those 517,000 votes came from our 3 million African Americans in the state. Then you'll notice that all the white people split the rest of the vote. Now, in elections where the African American community wasn't large enough to elect a black person to justify coming to the polls, how many of those people who've been trained to be anti-white are going to come vote for a white person of any ilk, be it Democrat or Republican? We already know close to a third of the black community has started to move in favor of the GOP, but I'm beginning to see a trend nationwide that suggests that there is a large part of the black community, probably a third, that will only vote for a black or a Hispanic or another minority and will not vote for a white person. I am dying to see the results of this November's elections because there are so many headwinds that appear to be ready to blast the Democratic Party. I have a hard time believing it all, even though I'm looking at the data and saying, wow, it's there, wow, it's there. In this particular case, it's looking more and more like the Democrats thought they could turn the blacks against the whites, and they were going to be exempted because of the historical voting pattern. According to what I'm seeing, they are not going to be exempted. This is going to be a fun election cycle. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to continue to research and continue to look for different areas that can give us an insight into what will take place in November. But right now I can tell you that survey that I told you about that suggested that 34% of Democrats are planning on staying home come Election Day, well, I honestly believe that survey number is strong because there are an awful lot of people that can't vote for the lunatic left anymore. There's an awful lot of people I'm now coming to discover will not vote for anyone unless they are a minority because they're tired of being used by the Democrats to get those white people elected. And they've now been told that whites are the enemy. Give that some thought as we head towards Election Day. Kind of makes you wonder, kind of makes you understand why the Democrats and the media are firing cannons left and right, even though 99% of them are all blanks, trying to get Trump's popularity roasted. Yet their polls say he's already roasted. Interesting. Same polls that said Hillary was going to get a landslide victory. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. We hope you'll take the time to like and subscribe, and don't forget to share and tell your friends about us. We're going to be here for the long haul. With that said, I'll see you in the next video.